Bumblebee, bumblebee, bumblebee. There we go, I'm ready. Well.
Okay. We are back at StrengthenX here with another video on how or why you're not losing weight. Previous video you might have seen 5 keys to fat loss. We spoke about calorie deficits, that'll be up there. This one today we are looking at 5 reasons why you still might not be losing weight. So you're in your calorie deficit, you're doing everything we've asked you to do in the previous video, but you're still not getting those results, or you're getting some, but not a lot of results. So 5 reasons why.
So we will get stuck right into this one.
Yeah.
The first one we're going to go over is the power of habits and how habits formulate, good habits and bad habits formulate. We'll give some reasons and some examples why. But first and foremost, it takes around about 90 days to formulate a habit. If you really want to look into this a little bit more, there's a book called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, which is a very interesting book of how habits are formed, good habits and bad habits. So right now we're going to give you some examples. Luke, you got a couple?
Yes, so in terms of physical exercise, a good habit to try and form is with your physical exercise. So having set days or times where you're going to go to the gym or do some form of class or climbing, whatever you enjoy doing, but building that routine of leaving work or before work, going to the gym and being in that environment. Again, for 90 days, if you can keep that consistent, that habit will then just become part of your lifestyle, and that then forms that regular physical activity you need to lose weight. So just hitting the gym here and there and everywhere with no set goal or routine in mind, that's gonna, it will work, but nowhere near as well as having a set routine, a set goal.
Yeah, so set yourself Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Yes.
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, whatever suits your time frame, whether it's morning or night. Try and stick to that time frame as much as you can. Don't worry too much, like I said before, stressing yourself out, trying to get a particular routine, missing a day. It's okay to miss a day. As long as you hit the routine most of the time, you're perfectly fine. And yet again, it takes about 90 days. So providing that you can do it as consistent as possible, after a while it'll become everyday, normal routine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eating. So another habit people get into, or a general habit overall, just try to break, is the whole snacking or picking up unhealthy or not necessarily healthy options of food. So using the whole Starbucks example. So say for example you go to Starbucks every morning, grab yourself a coffee, you also end up picking up a cake or a cookie at the same time. So a simple change you can make there is going to a different coffee shop on the way, getting a different type of coffee and not buying a dessert or a cake or a cookie in that shop. And then that's then your new shop, the new coffee. We don't get dessert here. That's a habit then over time that will build. So you sort of associate the Starbucks with the cookie, and now the new coffee you're going to, you don't associate that with the cookie. So it's changing that environment, changing that habit. Again, consistently doing that will alleviate that extra calories you're eating. Changing coffee, going from a latte to an Americano. Again, you drop like 300, 400, 500 calories there easily. Over the course of a week, a month, that new habit you've built will have a massive impact on your goals.
Yeah, you've got to think, are you actually hungry, or are you doing it because you like to do that particular routine?
Because what you do.
Yeah, so every Friday you always go to Starbucks, you always order a cake, and it's because it's part of your routine. You think it's like a treat. A lot of people do, and maybe you may be actually quite hungry. That could be the case, but if you are actually hungry, why don't you go and find yourself a different snack, or even bring your own, proper lunch in? That way, you'll find that at least the food quality is going to be better. Another thing that kind of like what happens a lot when people are at work as well is they go like on their break. They have like 10-15 minute break. They tend to get up, they go to the breakout room, they go to the vending machine, they pick up that sugary drink or a Mars bar or whatever it is, just because they're bored and they want to get away from the desk. A lot of the times all you have to do is you just go up to a friend, up to their desk, chat to them for 5 minutes, or go for a walk for 5 or 10 minutes outside. It's just small incremental changes that change that routine from bad habits to good habits. See, bad habits are still going to be there regardless of whether you change the habits or not. And you can slip back into old habits. So just remember, sticking to those good habits as much as possible are always going to kind of keep you on track. And don't worry if you slip back into a bad habit a little bit, just try and get on track as quickly as possible.
Definitely. And don't try and change too much too soon.
Yeah.
So small, like I said, small changes over time will have that prolonged impact on your lifestyle change. Again, it's a lifestyle change as opposed to a quick fix. So you are going to have slips, you are going to have times when you fall back into bad habits, but just accept that's going to happen, but just try and move forward when it does happen. Don't think, okay, I've gone back to my old ways, might as well stay here.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
It's easy to stay in old habits because it's more comfortable.
Yes.
So step outside your comfort zone, but don't make it so uncomfortable that you're just always going to stay in your comfort zone. Simples. Simple.
Number two.
Number two.
Stress, emotional stress.
Yeah.
Huge impact on physical and mental health, has a huge impact on everything really. So one thing, we're going to look at a few different types of stress and talk about how we can sort of alleviate that stress as much as possible. Academic or work stress is the first one we're going to look at.
Yeah.
So everyone, unfortunately, you have to work. Some people love their jobs. I love my job. Some people hate their jobs, or they like their jobs, but they're very stressful jobs. What we need to look at doing is finding ways that if you enjoy your job and it's stressful, ways we can reduce your stress levels. If you're not liking your job and you hate it and it's stressing you out, it's not as simple as this, but do your best to change it.
Yeah.
So some people have kids, families to provide for, so you can't just up and leave, but looking at evening courses online, Open University has loads of free courses you can look at, and look at a career change that you will enjoy, but taking the time to make those changes. Again, you may be a bit stressed out about that academic change to start with, but in the long run, it's going to stop you being stressed day to day. Yeah. And if you're stressed but you enjoy your job, things we can do.
Yeah. So if you are stressed out, obviously cortisol is a prerequisite to potentially not losing weight. Stress is a big factor not losing weight. So if it's the case where you're kind of like losing a little bit, but then it stagnates, and you lose a little bit and it stagnates, it could be one of the reasons why it's slowing down is because of the stressful factors. So alleviating that by doing simple practices. One of the things that I do is I do simple breathing techniques. I like to have a bit of me time, so just spend a bit of time on my own. And some people like yourself, you're doing yoga.
Yeah, just about to start doing some yoga, just try something new and try to keep my stress levels as low as possible.
Yeah, so it's different for everyone. Find something that, let's say for instance, there's always stressful parts to a job, regardless of whether you love that job or hate that job. It's just finding simple ways of just alleviating that stress at night time or like in the day, even while you're at work. There is simple things you can do. Find something that suits you, because everyone's different. We all find different ways that alleviate stress. Some people even like to just play on a game on the phone just to just chill their brain out. It's just like mindless tasks that just are menial, and they just don't take up a lot of time.
Definitely. Some good points. Mindful colouring is a very good thing to look at. Again, you can do that at work, on your lunch break, it's 5 minutes. It's very, very good for switching that brain off and just reducing those stress levels. And the, what's the app called? Headspace.
Headspace, yes, Headspace. That is just like a mindful app. It's very similar to breathing techniques. Some of the yoga practice do a lot of the breathing techniques anyway. So what we're really trying to say is just basically similar styles to yoga, really.
Yeah, just try and chill out.
Try and chill out, yeah. And if, like Luke says, if you're in a job that you really, really, really hate, we've all been there at one point in our life, the stress that it gives you is not worth it. Even if it's a high-paid job, it's just simply not worth it for that 3 weeks vacation a year in Barbados. Yes, the Barbados trip is amazing, you're probably 5-star, but it's just not worth it. Find something in life that you enjoy doing, something you can do throughout your life. It's the same as a diet. If you can enjoy your work throughout your life, you're always going to be happy, or at least a lot happier than you would be if you weren't in a horrible job. So sometimes a career change is best. There are courses online, there are courses you can do, like even Open University. You can do full degrees online. I mean, yes, a lot of things that you do that are worth it can be stressful in themselves, and they can take time. but over a long run, it's going to benefit you to such a degree that you could probably even live a lot longer. I mean, most people,
yeah.
And it also stops you from stress eating as well, which is the main factor.
Yes.
That we'll go into.
Yeah. Final point on stress is when you're super high stress levels, it can then prevent you from exercising. So you can't be bothered, or you're not feeling up to going to the gym or doing any exercise. So then your training slips and you fall back into old habits. So again, stress can be a massive factor in your levels of training. But we also will, if you are stressed, still try and get to the gym. But maybe if you're physically feeling run down, do things more like stretching and swimming and stuff like that, just to try and chill your body out as well as your mind.
Yeah, alleviating that physical stress,
yes,
isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay. Part 3. So this particular one is actually probably the most important one. Probably just as important, if not more important than eating and exercise. It's sleep. Sleep. I have been told I overemphasize the P in my sleep, so I'm going to be doing it throughout this video now. Every time a P comes up, I shall be peeing it all over the place. Sorry about that. No, I'm not. Sleep. Sleep. 8 hours a night, that's exactly what you need. 8 hours a night is a perfect amount for the body to fully recover. It alleviates stress, it regulates your hormones. There is so many benefits from sleep that you wouldn't get if you didn't get a full night's 8 hours sleep. One of the things I would suggest also is not to have 10 hours. Not to have caffeine 10 hours before sleep. And one of the reasons being is caffeine can really disturb sleep. Even if you do go to sleep, it's still going to affect it. So one of the things I have, this bad boy here, this is a caffeine-free alternative hot drink. So if you do like a hot drink at night, hot milk is fine, or have the caffeine-free alternatives, which is like fruit teas. And although we're not sponsored by these guys,
we could be.
Paka. Let's take that away.
Stop it.
Take that away. We will like it if you did sponsor us for this video, please.
Brilliant, thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, check out those herbal teas. Again, back to the first point of habit change.
Yes, yeah. So just make sure you get that adequate sleep in. If you struggle to get to sleep, there is ways you can kind of like alleviate that. You know, electronic devices off. Try and read before you go to bed. Try and relax before you go to bed. So just doing those simple breathing techniques will be a really good way in order to induce those good habits of sleep over time. If you want to know more about sleep, there is a book called Why We Sleep. So I'd suggest you go check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about it. If you're really, really struggling with it, obviously this isn't going to cover this. So go and check that out now.
Part 4. Get yourself outside. Simple as that.
End.
That's it, end, done. Multitude of benefits for getting yourself outside. Main one being vitamin D absorption, very important for physical and mental health. Also, studies have shown exercising for 30 minutes outdoors can slowly reduce your natural heart rate, also reduce cortisol levels. And if you're by the ocean or by a lake or anything like that, you can be inhaling natural beneficial bacteria which help the gut health and things like that. So you need to get yourself outside and just enjoy your surroundings. Me personally, I like to go for walks, especially on a Sunday. If I've got time, I'll go for a 2-3 hour walk, go to the Peak District, wherever I can get. So nice natural surroundings, just to really, again, reduce stress levels and just enjoy your time. So you're not indoors, you're not playing games, you're not watching TV. Get yourself outside.
Local park, back garden. Doesn't have to necessarily be exercise, although exercise does help. It can bring up the dopamine, serotonin response that you get from exercise and also being outdoors in general. If you are, however, not an outdoorsy person and you do like your television, obviously mobile phones now have, Netflix, Amazon, audiobooks, all sorts on there. Our videos.
YouTubers, watch all of our videos.
So you're still outdoors.
Everything.
You're still outdoors. You're still getting your vitamin D. You're relaxing, and you're now watching all of our videos. And just remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Slipped it right in there.
Smooth.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Having fun. We are going to have some fun. So, 2 things I want to look at is food and exercise. So enjoying your food is going to be first. It's very, very important that you're eating healthy, a regularly healthy diet. However, it's also important that that diet is fun and you're expanding your options as much as possible with the foods you can eat. It's very unsustainable to eat chicken, rice and veg for the rest of your life, every single meal. I think we covered it in a previous video, unless you're being paid millions of dollars to be in a movie or you're doing competitions, it's really not worth living on boring food for the rest of your life.
No.
It's a lifestyle change we're trying to promote here, so it's about subtle changes, things like finding the vegetables, finding the fruits you enjoy, the meat sources, the proteins that you enjoy, combine those foods and making healthy, fun, tasty meals.
Yeah.
Even if there's food that you particularly don't enjoy, they'll probably be beneficial for you, like fish, for example. A lot of people don't like fish, but finding ways to incorporate those into your diet, like using lemon, chili, that sort of stuff. Just putting those on your fish, trying to reduce the flavour you don't enjoy. We're getting new flavours involved, so you're still getting the benefit from those foods.
Yeah, and if you're not very inventive, you don't kind of like have a great knowledge of even kind of what foods are beneficial for you. Most of the time we know what is good for us, but sometimes it's finding what is good for us and what we actually enjoy. So find a few different recipe books. Books.
It's P again.
Find a few different recipe books and just enjoy the process of learning how to cook. Teach yourself some beneficial ways of sustainably having a diet long term that is going to be beneficial and fun for you. There's nothing worse than, like Luke said, having that awful, horrible, bland food that you're not going to sustain over a period of time. It's not worth it. Even these actors, these superstars like Chris Hemsworth, for instance, books right up for his Thor role. But when you see him in like rest of the year, he's gone down to like functional fitness. He likes to eat like regular foods, and there's having a little bit of something you like. It's really good. Like, enjoy a little bit of something you like every now and again.
Side note, we've got it on camera. Johnny just said functional fitness.
Functional fitness. He does Muay Thai and exercise that actually has functions to that fitness. Not.
There's always been a word that Johnny's hated that was functional. If anything says functional on it, it's like everything's functional. So he hates the word. He's just used it in a legitimate sentence on a YouTube video to educate you.
But if you're doing a piston squat on a ball whilst holding a dumbbell that's going to injure you, that is not functional training. That's idiotic training. You idiots. Idiots!
Functional.
Anyway.
Well, at least it's a nice thing to exercise, actually, so enjoy your exercise.
Off onto a tangent. So yes, exercise. Having fun with your exercise. If you're brand new to the gym, or even if you're just brand new to exercise and you haven't really done it before, you're not really sure where to start, one thing I would suggest is try a multitude of exercises. Multitude.
Cracking word.
Try classes, try a technical sport, try martial arts. So, football, it could be the gym, bodybuilding, powerlifting, anything you want. Obviously, try and, find the right form, get a coach if you need to. Of course, if you're kind of unsure where to start. But I would say try a load of different things and find something that you actually enjoy doing. Yeah. The only sustainable training is the one you enjoy. There's nothing worse than, I've had this many times before, you've probably had it many times as well, when you've got clients who've come to you and like, I hate training, I don't like being in the gym. It's like, well, maybe it's just the style of training you're doing.
Yes, definitely.
Find something that's fun, enjoy it, and stick to it. And then over a period of time, going back to the power of habit, once you've kind of figured out what you enjoy, find a routine, find a particular style that you can progress at it for at least 32 weeks. And then after that period of time, if it becomes stagnant, you can kind of move on from that point and you can find a new, different, more fun exercise. I mean, what do we do? Like, we change ours all the time.
Climbing. So we're about to revisit climbing probably next week. So we haven't done that for a few months. We literally exhausted it for week in, week out, didn't we, for ages. We sort of put it on the back burner to progress our calisthenics in the gym. We've sort of got to a point where, get to a point where in the gym now, the calisthenics side of things, we're getting into a sort of stagnant stage where we want to maybe take a break from that for a little bit. So we're going to spend that time now back into climbing. And whilst climbing, we'll probably try some calisthenics, try some new moves, and then take that back into the gym and so on and so forth. It's whatever we feel like we want to do.
Yeah.
Rather than having to do certain exercises, you should be wanting to do them. So we climb because we enjoy it, but it also helps our calisthenics training.
Yeah. We do bounce, so we bounce on trampolines. We do obstacle courses. We want to start doing free running.
Yep.
There's loads of different styles of training we want to do. Obviously, we periodize it, so we kind of like set up a platform so we can get better. You know, technically better. We learn all the time as we go along. But we also read about it as well.
Yeah.
So we get involved. We get very involved with the sports we do.
That's just what we do as day-to-day lives anyway. That's our mindset.
And that is what true functional fitness is, guys.
Functional fitness.
Functional fitness
thinking.
is not functional thinking. Functional fitness is something that is exactly what it sounds like. It's something where you can do a multitude of exercises where your body can adapt to any type of environment, and you just have fun with it.
He's trying to justify using the word functional.
Functional sucks.
He's seething inside right now. He hates himself right now that you said it. And he's also not hating the fact he said it, he's hating the fact I've noticed and called him upon it.
God damn it. Anyway, so that's number 5.
That's number 5.
Yes.
If you enjoyed this video and want to know more or check out previous videos, they're in the, well, they should be right here now.
They're in the ether.
They should be here.
Yes, somewhere along here.
Somewhere along here. Check out our previous videos, and if you have any comments, any queries at all, drop us a message in the comments below and we'll make sure we get back to you ASAP.
Yes. So just have fun.
Yes, and share.
Share.
Share.